My fiancé kissed another man at our engagement party, then said, "It's just how I say hello to old friends." I said, "Cool." Then I kissed her sister goodbye the same way. The wedding was off before I made it to my car. I, 29 male, should have known something was up when Brooke, 27, insisted on inviting her old college friend Garrett to our engagement party. We'd been together 4 years, engaged for 6 months, and she'd never mentioned him once. The party was at her parents' country club. 120 guests, open bar, the works. Her mom Diane had gone all out, even hired a photographer to capture memories for the wedding album. About 2 hours in, I was talking to my cousin when I heard this squeal across the room. Brooke was practically sprinting toward this tall guy in a navy suit. What happened next is burned into my brain forever. She jumped into his arms, he spun her around, and then they kissed. Not a peck. Not a friendly European cheek thing. A full-on, lips locked, his hand in her hair, her legs slightly lifted kiss. The room went dead silent. Even the bartender stopped mid-pour. I stood there holding my whiskey, waiting for her to realize what she'd done. She finally pulled away, giggling, and that's when she noticed everyone staring. Her eyes found mine. She laughed. Actually laughed. "Oh my God, babe. This is Garrett, from college. Don't look so serious." I walked over, calm as I could manage. "You just kissed another man at our engagement party." She rolled her eyes. "It's just how I say hello to old friends. We were super close in college. Don't be so insecure." Garrett had the decency to look uncomfortable. Congrats on the engagement, man." I looked at Brooke. "That's how you greet old friends?" "When we were really close, yeah. God, don't make this weird." "Cool." I turned to her sister Qley, who was standing nearby with her mouth open. I took her face in my hands and kissed her exactly the way Brooke had kissed Garrett. Full passion, hand in hair, the whole show. When I pulled back, Qley was speechless. The room was somehow quieter than before. "What the hell?" Brooke shrieked. "Just saying goodbye to an old friend. Qley and I got pretty close planning your surprise birthday party last year. Don't make it weird." I set my glass on the nearest table. "By the way, wedding's off." Then I walked out. I made it 3 steps into the parking lot before the explosion happened. Brooke came flying out screaming that I'd embarrassed her, ruined everything. How dare I kiss her sister? "You kissed another man at our engagement party. That's different." "How?" "Garrett and I have history." And there it was. The truth she didn't mean to say. "What kind of history?" Her face went pale. "We dated, briefly, but that was years ago." "How briefly?" "Just sophomore through senior year." "That's 3 years, Brooke." "It didn't mean anything." "Then why was he at our engagement party?" She started crying. "I wanted him to see I'd moved on, that I was doing better without him." I got in my car and left. Update 1. The messages started within an hour of me leaving. From Brooke, 47 texts ranging from "please let me explain" to "you're overreacting" to "you kissed my sister." From Diane, her mom, "this is all a misunderstanding. Brooke is devastated. The wedding is in 3 months." From her dad, Robert, "be a man and work this out." From Qley, "holy shit, I'm sorry. For what it's worth, you kiss better than my ex." That last one actually made me laugh. But here's where it gets insane. Brooke showed up at my apartment the next morning with Garrett. Garrett. They stood at my door like this was a normal thing to do. "We need to talk," she said. "Why is he here?" "To explain that nothing's going on." Garrett looked like he wanted to disappear. "Dude, I didn't know she was engaged when she reached out." "When she what?" Brooke's face went red. "I just wanted to catch up before the wedding." "You've been talking to your ex behind my back?" "Just for a few months." "Months?" Garrett shifted uncomfortably. "She said you guys were on a break." I stared at Brooke. "We've never been on a break." "I meant emotionally. You've been so distant with all the wedding planning." "I've been working overtime to pay for the wedding." She tried to push past me into my apartment. "Can we please talk inside? The neighbors?" "No. We're done. Get your stuff this weekend. You can't just end a 4-year relationship over a kiss." "You're right. I'm ending it over the months of lying, the invitation behind my back, and the fact you told him we were on a break." "I love you. You brought your ex to our engagement party." Garrett finally spoke up. "Look, man, I didn't mean..." "Garrett, with all due respect, shut up and get off my property." They left, but not before Brooke screamed that I'd regret this. Spoiler, I didn't. Update 2. Remember how her mom Diane went all out with the photographer? Well, turns out he captured everything, including the kiss, including my response, including Brooke chasing me to the parking lot. Diane tried to get the photos deleted, but the photographer had already sent me the digitals. Since I was technically the co-client, I'd paid half his fee. I posted the kissing photo on social media with the caption, "That awkward moment when your fiancé demonstrates how she greets old friends at your engagement party." Wedding's off, but at least we got some memorable photos. The comments were gold. "Is that not you she's kissing? Holy. Wait, is that why the wedding website is down?" Team OP's energy. Brooke lost her mind. She called me crying, saying I was trying to humiliate her. "You humiliated yourself. I just documented it." Then came the entitlement explosion. She sent her mom and 3 bridesmaids to my apartment to collect her things, including the 65-inch TV that I bought before we met, my PlayStation 5 because she used it too, the espresso machine, my birthday gift to myself, half the furniture, that was all mine. My cat Oscar, she's allergic to cats. I wouldn't let them in. They stood outside for 2 hours, with Diane live streaming on Facebook about how I was abusing her daughter by not letting them rob me. The building manager called the cops. The officers showed up, saw the live stream, and told them to leave or be arrested for harassment. But then, Brooke did something absolutely unhinged. She called my mom. Update 3. My mom called me laughing. Laughing. Did Brooke really try to convince me you were having a mental breakdown and needed an intervention? Turns out, Brooke had called my mother claiming I was acting erratic and needed help, and suggested my family should force me into therapy to save our relationship. My mom's response? "Honey, the only therapy he needs is distance from you." But Brooke wasn't done. Oh no. She escalated to DEFCON 1. She sent out a mass email to all our wedding guests saying the wedding was postponed due to my emotional instability and that she was standing by me through this difficult time. One problem, I was CC'd on the email, so I replied all. Actually, the wedding is canceled because Brooke kissed her ex-boyfriend at our engagement party. I've attached the photographer's image for reference. Please direct any refund requests for gifts to Brooke, as this was her choice. P.S. I'm mentally stable, just single. The responses were immediate. My aunt, "Get his ass, Brooke." Oh wait, wrong person. "Get her ass, nephew." Her cousin, "Brooke, we tef?" Her own grandmother, "I want my check back." Then Garrett's girlfriend reached out to me. Yeah, he had a girlfriend of 2 years who had no idea he'd been talking to his ex. Her name was Adriana, and she was pissed. She'd seen my social media post and recognized Garrett. We had a very enlightening phone call where I learned. Garrett told her he was at a work event that night. Brooke had been texting him for 5 months. They'd met up for lunch 12 times. He'd been deleting their messages. Adriana and I compared notes. The texts she found were damning. Brooke telling Garrett she wasn't sure about the wedding. Garrett saying he missed her. Both of them planning to meet at the engagement party to see if there were still sparks. I forwarded everything to Brooke with one message. "Still think I'm overreacting?" Her response? "She showed up at my job." Update 4. Security had to escort Brooke out of my office building. She'd told reception she was my fiancé. Technically still true, I guess, and needed to see me for an emergency. The emergency was her screaming in the lobby that I'd ruined her life by exposing her private business and that Garrett had dumped her because of me. My boss watched the whole thing from his office. Later he said, "Now I understand why you needed those personal days." But here's the thing about entitled people. They always double down. Brooke's mom Diane called asking if I'd be willing to reimburse them for the engagement party since I'd sabotaged it. The party they insisted on throwing, that they invited Garrett to, that I'd contributed $3,000 toward. "Diane, your daughter kissed another man at the party. If anyone should be getting reimbursed, it's me." She made a mistake. "You're being incredibly petty." "I'm being petty? Your daughter is telling people I'm mentally unstable." "Well, you did kiss Qley after Brooke kissed Garrett. That's different." "How?" She hung up. Then Robert, her dad, called with a different approach. The businessman's special. He offered to pay for couples counseling, buy us a house as a wedding gift, set up a trust fund for future grandkids, all contingent on me taking Brooke back. Robert, she's been emotionally cheating for 5 months. People make mistakes. She brought him to our engagement party. She wanted closure. She got it. We're closed. The kicker? Qley texted me that night. Dad just offered me $10K to convince you to take Brooke back. I told him to make it $20K and I'd think about it. Then JK, she made her bed. BTW, Garrett's been sliding into her DMs begging for another chance. She's considering it. Just thought you should know for the lulz. I genuinely liked Qley. She was the only sane one in that family. Update 5. The wedding was supposed to be next week. Instead, I'm in Colorado on a solo trip I booked with the wedding fund money I'd saved. But before I left, there was one final circus act. Brooke sent a formal letter from a lawyer demanding her engagement ring back that I paid for. Emotional damages for the social media post. Half the value of our shared assets. We lived in my apartment. Compensation for defamation. My lawyer's response was beautiful. He pointed out the ring was a conditional gift contingent on marriage. The photo was taken at a public event. We had no shared assets. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. He also countersued for the $3,000 engagement party contribution and the $8,500 in wedding deposits I'd lost. Suddenly, Brooke wanted to handle things amicably. But the best part happened 3 days ago. Garrett and Adriana are apparently working things out. He proposed to her to prove his commitment, with a ring suspiciously similar to the one I'd given Brooke. Brooke found out through Instagram and went nuclear. She posted this long rant about betrayal and fake friends and how some people can't handle seeing others happy. The irony was lost on her. Qley screenshotted it and sent it to me with crying, laughing emojis. She really doesn't get it, does she? Then Qley added, BW, I'm using that kiss as leverage. Mom wants me to convince you to come back? Cool. I need my student loans paid off? Dad thinks I should talk sense into you? Sounds like a new car situation. Thanks for the best ammunition ever. At least someone benefited from this mess. Final update. It's been 2 months now. The wedding day came and went. I spent it hiking a 14er, which felt appropriately symbolic. Brooke tried one last Hail Mary. She showed up at my apartment at midnight, drunk, with a boombox. An actual boombox, playing our song. My neighbor called the cops before I could even get to the window. She was arrested for public intoxication and disturbing the peace. Diane called me the next morning screaming about how I'd had her daughter arrested. I didn't call the cops, Diane. You could have gone down there, at midnight, to deal with my drunk ex. Pass. She loves you. She loved Garrett too, apparently. That's over. So are we. The aftermath. Brooke is now dating some guy she met at a wine bar. It's been 3 weeks and she's already posting about finding her soulmate. Garrett and Adriana broke up for good when she found out he'd been texting Brooke again after the proposal. Diane still sends me passive-aggressive Facebook messages about real men fighting for love. Robert tried to hire me at his company. Weird flex, but okay. Qley got her loans paid off and the new car. She sent me a selfie with it captioned, "Thanks for the kiss." As for me, I'm good. Genuinely good. I joined a climbing gym, started therapy for healthy reasons, not the breakdown Brooke invented, and recently started seeing someone new, Elena from my book club. She thinks the whole story is cinematically ridiculous and made me promise to never invite exes to major life events. Easy promise to make. Oh, and Oscar the cat? Still mine. Still allergic to drama. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. Like when she said her ex was obsessed with her and wouldn't leave her alone, but she still had him on all her socials. Or when she'd get upset if I didn't react jealously enough to guys hitting on her. Or when she literally told me she invited Garrett to show him what he lost. Brooke, if you're reading this, and Qley says you are, here's some free advice. When you kiss another man at your engagement party, you don't get to play victim. You don't get to demand apologies. You don't get to send your mom to fight your battles. You get to live with your choices. Cool? Cool. Edit. Since everyone's asking, yes, Qley and I are friends now. No, we're not dating. She's engaged to her girlfriend of 3 years. Yeah, that kiss was extra awkward for her. She just enjoyed the chaos and the leverage. Edit 2. Garrett reached out last week asking if I wanted to grab a beer and move past this. I replied with the photo of him kissing my ex-fiancée. He hasn't responded. Edit 3. Brooke's new boyfriend just DM'd me asking if she really kissed someone at your engagement party. I sent him the photo too. He thanked me. They're still together though. Good luck with that, buddy.